Today I'd like to talk about my interactive dance and game collaboration using hacked game controllers called Gametrak. If you don't know what Gametrak is yet, it's actually in the last room of the exhibition at the moment as a part of Lucky Frames work, so you can go and have a look later. Gametrak was originally developed for a golf game before this wireless motion tracking technology such as Nintendo Wii Remote or Kinect cameras came out. It has heavy game console which can be put on the floor, and there's a pair of potentiometers tethered by red cables which can be pulled out, and it tracks the movement direction and the length of the cables. The reason why I wanted to use this for my collaboration was because it has very nice playfulness. When my dancers saw these controllers, they just immediately wanted to go and play with it. They just pull them out and twist the cables around their body and just doing really fun stuff. And then second reason I wanted to use this was because I've been looking for an interactive technology, not just to extract movement data to create it to another media such as sound or visuals, but I really wanted to use the technology as a tool for collaboration. So I looked into some of contemporary choreographers' work. So my favorite choreographers are William Forsythe and Wayne McGregor, and I found that they use mental imagery. So for instance, they ask their dancers to imagine imaginary object or even just simple symmetrical line, and their dancers improvise with these imaginary objects. So the choreographers look into their improvisations and find good materials, and then they create it as a choreography. That's how it's a very collaborative process already there. So what's interesting was that the dancers were not freely improvising. They already set limitations in their head. That's exactly what I wanted to create with Gametrak controller. I wanted to create limitations and restrictions using Gametrak, and so that the initial idea is challenging them to dance. So I pushed them to create something beyond their comfort zone. And since last week, I started reading about games a lot, and then there was a book. Reality is Broken by Jane McGonigal, and she writes that the rules in games, I'm going to read it as it existed because it's really nice. The rules place limitations how players can achieve the goal. By removing or limiting the obvious ways of getting to the goal, the rules push players to explore previous uncharted possibility spaces. They unleash creativity and foster strategic thinking. And what's really interesting was like what she described about rules in games is exactly what I actually wanted to create in my collaboration. And it was amazing discovery for me because I believe that true interdisciplinary work can be done, not just put different media together, but by learning from different disciplines. So if you're curious about the sound of my performances, you can visit my website. And so thank you for listening.